And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to Pope Francis Preparatory School in Springfield, Mass. for the senior night between the Chicopee Colts and your Pope Francis Cardinals. Don Percy here behind the mic for what could be the last lacrosse game we see in the year of 2025, as Pope Francis looks to end off this season on a win at home, heading into the state tournament and maybe even into the Western Mass tournament. As we have seen the last 5 matchups, it's been a Pope sweep. Closest game coming in April of 2023, a 9-8 win in favor of the Cardinals. But other than that, it has been blowout after blowout after blowout. The last time these two teams went head-to-head, it was over a year ago in 2024, by the final score being a 10-4 win for the Cardinals. As Chicopee Comp already off to a solid start here, as they have not done that good in the regular season, certainly a losing record of 4-9. Will that stop them, though, tonight from pulling out the victory from Pope Francis, or will Pope Francis end on a 10-7 winning season, I should say? Right now, Pope Francis currently sitting at the 45 ranked mark in the Division III Girls Lacrosse Power Rankings. Again, outside of the top 32, will have a spot in a preliminary round game, provided that their win percentage is above 500. So Pope Francis, regardless, win, lose, or tie, they will still hold a spot in the preliminary round of this year's playoff match. A couple of notable games that we had throughout the season, most recently coming off a hard 13-5 loss against the Northampton Blue Devils. And I'll tell you something, Northampton came at it from the beginning, and they did not stop. Pope Francis came within a goal, but that's all that they would come within. As from there, it would be Northampton just putting on an onslaught and a show here at home in front of the Cardinals and in front of their home crowd. Certainly something that you don't like to see, but something definitely to improve on in the years to come. So this season would start off with a 12-6 victory for Pope Francis against Hampshire Regional. Next would come a 18-5 win versus Pittsfield. And then it would be on a 3-game losing streak, unfortunately, against Westfield, Amherst, and Chicopee High School. Again, these two teams have not met in the regular season other than today on senior night for both teams. Currently leading, as we said before, Pope Francis. Nolan Kravs, that shot there whistled a little bit above. It was like more of a lob shot that almost went up and over Zoe Shepard, senior in goal, as she sends that all the way out to the 40-yard mark. Jordan Ballant on the offensive side for Pope Francis looking to start off with a bang here. As they can get a first shot off would be certainly a good look for them. Ballant trying to dance her way through the defensemen of Chicopee Comp. Can't find anything for her there. Trying to get the pass off over for Ava Moltenbray as play is called offsides. But regardless, game under the lights is what it will be shortly. The opening draw was set for 5:30, and we do apologize not for this being a live stream game, but we have recorded it and we will post it, so this will be here for anyone out there that wishes to watch the game, as that ball was sent out of play. So freshman Nolan Craven will go and inbound it for the Cardinals. And as we said, two freshmen leading the team for goals in the season. Nolan Craven, most notably, almost double the goals of the next leader. 62 goals, 5 assists on the season. Ali Soja, freshman, with 35 goals, 14 assists. And then it would be Caitlin Griffin with 32 and Jordan Ballant with 26 goals apiece. But freshmen taking big steps up here in their first year on the varsity team, so certainly a big standout for them. As Pope Francis looking to get something going in the O-zone. Pass in front looking for Jordan Ballant, because they couldn't find anything there, as it would be ruled into the offside for Chicopee Comp. As a picked up shot there by Giada Musa as she tried to fire a quick shot off. Pass trying to get up in the air was Thea DiStefano, trying to smack that out of the air and get it close to the goalkeeper of Chicopee Comp, Anna Buchanan. Chicopee Comp on the offense the other way, looking to get a shot off and open the scoring early here, as we have seen a scoreless game here with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter. A little bit of an odd scenario, but it's certainly a close match we have here tonight. senior night. So what is the last regular season game for the seniors on Pope Francis and possibly Chicopee Comp, is that centering feed couldn't find anyone in front of the net. But as we said, last regular season the game before it goes to preliminary rounds and states for not only Pope Francis but also for Chicopee Comp. So certainly a good chance to get a couple more wins back into the column as the official rules the play dead here. With 7:30 remaining on the clock. So as we said, Chicopee Comp not off to the best season, currently on a 2-game losing streak against Belchertown and Hoosick Valley Middle School and High School, as they would fall to Hoosick 18-9 and to Belchertown 13-8 as a save made there by Zoe Shepard. The follow-up again was a save that was sent just wide there. And with this play will be blown dead. Chicopee Comp looking to get back on the offensive opportunity. Again, Pope Francis, the thing they struggled with mostly was they had the offensive opportunities going early on. Says that shot is snared up by Zoe Shepard. And I believe it was Sophia Lynchwan taken down on the play. But as we said before, Pope struggled in that Northampton game. The early 2 minutes was their only offensive zone that they had. But other than that, it would be Northampton from, first to basically the end of the fourth quarter trying to delay. Nolan Craven's shot is that sent just lower than that there. Freshman leading goal scorer Nolan Craven. Pass the ball back up for Jordan Ballant. Leaving it off for Ali Soja. Soja looking inside, trying to find Thea DeStefano, but couldn't find anyone there. Or rather, it was Caitlin Griffin. Chicopee Comp looking to work it upfield now and get some O-zones. As we said, back and forth so far. Certainly better than Pope is doing against the Northampton game. And that's something you like to see here, especially on senior night. Love to come out with the win here for Pope Francis. That shot, top shelf, they score. As Chicopee Comp opens the scoring, it's Haley Vanes for the Colts nearly halfway through the first quarter, and they draw first blood with 5:32 remaining in the first quarter. Face off here for Pope Francis and Chicopee Comp. Nolan Craven taking it for the Cardinals. One up in the air. Chicopee Comp looked like they were trying to gain possession. And I believe they will gain possession now as senior Alexa Haber trying to fire a shot off and get something going for the Colts, but it wouldn't work out in her favor. Thank you. Ava Moltenbray back the other way for Pope Francis, looking to get something going on in the O-zone time. Again, the O-zone unit we've seen, Pope tries to set it up, but unfortunately it takes just too long for them to set up in the games prior that we've seen. They had a little bit of time setting it up against teams like Hampshire Regional, as that shot there, I believe it was a goal. Unsure if it was by Ali Soja or if it was by Jordan Ballant, but nonetheless, Pope Francis with the equalizer here with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter. Nolan Craven back the other way for Pope Francis, looking for an inside lane, trying to find Thea DeStefano. So she'll take it herself. Giada Musa shot. She scores. Giada Musa finds the back of the net just 30 seconds after. I believe it was Ali Soja. And Pope Francis has taken the lead with 4:17 left in the first quarter. As there was a good ozone rush back into the Chicopee Comp zone. And Pope Francis doubles the scoring here, taking the lead back over Chicopee Comp. Face off one up in the air. Nolan Craven first onto the ball to grab it. And immediately back into the ozone. She could get a shot off if she's quicker. Inside pass to Caitlin Griffin, trying to fire a little bit of a twister shot off. But that wouldn't go. Giada Musa first to pressure on the ball. Joined by Caitlin Griffin in the pursuit. Chicopee Comp coming back the other way with it. Though they are not happy about Pope Francis taking that lead back that they had for a good majority, 7 minutes of the opening quarter. As Chicopee Comp looking to get something going, possibly set up a unit and get a fire a shot off if they can find an inside lane. Comp now on the offensive opportunity. As it is senior Alexa Haber, already with 1 goal on the night, looking to add on and make it possibly 2. Haber trying to find an inside lane and fire a shot off. She does. She scores. And with that, Chicopee Comp is back in this game at 2-2 apiece. And Alexa Haber, the senior, with 2 goals under her belt already in the first quarter. As this could be a battle shaping out between the Colts and the Cardinals here on senior night. As the official was about ready to start the face-off here, but I believe we do have a violation, so it will go in favor of the Cardinals. Nolan Craven already with ball possession. Going to fire a shot off, add on to the 62-goal season that she's had. We've seen one of the more, definitely the more numerical as far as goals, but a little bit down on the assists. But regardless, still putting up points either way, especially for a freshman that has done such a good job of it. I believe almost close to tying Caitlin Ondrick's record for points in a season. I believe she was averaging about 70, 75 points in a season, currently at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, playing Division III women's college hockey and lacrosse. Nolan Craven looking to fire a short angle shot off, and she does. She scores as goal number 63 of the season, and Pope regains the lead with 2:22 remaining in the first quarter here. As good ozone sustained pressure from the Cardinals, and Soja, Musa, and Craven each with a goal under their belts so far. As we look ahead to the athletic schedule coming up, we do not have any more home games, unfortunately, here at Pope Francis, unless we do see a preliminary or a Western Mass showdown here at Pope Francis. Baseball, we will look to be bringing you the postseason games. We are unsure when those times are. However, when we get word, we will be sure to make a great effort and try to bring the footage to all the baseball fans out there. I believe Western Mass Finals will be held at either Westfield State or Springfield College. Jordan Balance low shot, and she adds to the scoring. With the score being 4-2 now, just goals 20 seconds apart. Now as Ballant adds on to the Pope Francis lead. And what once was a close game, Chicopee Comp has now found themselves in a little bit of space that they may have to recover from just early on in this 10 minutes. A game that was 0-0 all the way up until the halfway point, and the last 3-4 minutes have brought out 6 goals, mostly in favor of Pope Francis. Nolan Craven back onto the offensive zone rush. Going to sell a pump fake to the inside. Instead, she leaves it off for Jordan Ballant. Ballant with time and space. Low shot, and she scores! She may have taken a hit on the play, I believe, from a stick, but regardless, she has her second goal of the night. And just about 25 seconds apart, Pope Francis now with a 3-goal lead in what was once a tie game. Pope has now expanded upon and made it a little bit out of the reach of the Colts in this first quarter. With 1:43 remaining in the first quarter, I believe the official will rule in favor of Comp possession. So Comp back onto the offensive zone rush. As with a burst of speed down the sideline, Julia Shagnon looking to get something going for the Colts. Shagnon trying to find something back the other way. Colts can't regroup with it, though, as Pope Francis, I believe it was Sophia Lynchwan, looking to get something going for the Cardinals, as she will, heading upfield looking for her options. Caitlin Griffin and Jordan Ballant instead takes an indirect pass off over for Giada Musa. Musa looking inside, trying to find Nolan Craven or Ballant. Trying to find an inside lane for Craven. Unfortunately, no one there except for a Chicopee Comp defender. As this play is blown dead with just about 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter regulation. So Craven will start out with it already with a goal under her belt, looking to make it 64 on the season. The shot there was blocked, I believe, as we now near the 30-second mark with a 5-2 Pope Francis lead. Giada Musa back on the offensive rush. Inside lane for Caitlin Griffin. Trying to fire a shot off as that was deflected to the outside as it was Ava Moltenbray trying to pick it up. Chicopee Comp looking to get something back going on the offensive side, but instead Ava Moltenbray will pick it up. She's got to shoot fast. Only 10 seconds remaining in regulation. Inside to the lane. She shoots. She scores. As it was Ava Moltenbray with 10 seconds remaining in regulation. And we have a couple of special guests up here in the box as JD and Pat Willard over here in the box, as Pat Willard especially ecstatic for that one. With 3.7 seconds left on the first quarter clock. So with 3.7 remaining in the first quarter, Pope back with a 4-goal lead, as this is the biggest we've seen so far. Again, we went scoreless with the first 6 minutes of play in the first quarter. As time will more than likely wind down here with Nolan Craven taking the face-off draw, as draw won by Craven trying to fire a quick shot off, but instead nothing will go there as the first quarter comes to a close. So Pope Francis with a 4-goal lead. And stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, we will have the second quarter of play when we return. Jordan Ballant on the offensive rush looking for an inside lane, trying to find Sophia Deichler. But instead, that pass couldn't find any of the netting in front. As Pope Francis almost could have had a good opportunity there at a 5-goal lead. As Ava Moltenbray back on the offensive rush, already with 1 goal under her belt on tonight. Trying to find inside lane for Jordan Ballant. Nothing would go, though, as Pope Francis looking to get back onto the goal streak with maybe make it 5 straight. As Caitlin Griffin with ball possession now, looking to find an inside lane and get something going for Pope Francis, trying to give the pass off for Jordan Ballant. Ballant taking a little step back, leaves it off for Ava Moltenbray. Moltenbray, time and space, trying to fire a shot off. Said she was cut down by the comp defenders. As Chicopee comp looking to get something going back the other way. Instead, they were cut down, though. As comp back on the offensive rush here. With 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Official rules the play dead, though. So with this, I believe we will have comp possession again. As it will be Alexa Haber for the Colts again. Already we said with both the comp goals so far. So she certainly looks to add on to that tonight for Chicopee comp. Pass almost intercepted there as she was looking to get the pass off for Haley Vaines. But it says picked up by Olivia Warren. Warren looking to fire a shot off, and she scores. So Olivia Warren with 1 goal back for the Colts, as it is now a 3-goal game. With 9:26 remaining in the third quarter, or rather second quarter of action. Almost lost myself there. Not quite the third quarter yet. Halftime has not taken place yet. As face-off here for Pope Francis and Chicopee comp. Craven back at the draw for the Cardinals. And I believe Warren for the Colts as that ball is one up into the air. Scramble for it nearly at the halfway point of the field. Colts come out with it, though, as Molly Gerard. We're going to get something going for Chicopee comp. A burst of speed inside as that shot was blocked. I believe Zoe Shepard may have got a piece of it. Warren trying to find an inside lane. That shot was fanned on. I believe a stick may have gotten off in front. It may have been Jordan Ballant who deflected the shot there. But I believe regardless, an offensive opportunity here. Zoe Shepard couldn't defend that one as she was a line drive straight to the net. And Molly Gerard with a goal as well to add on to Chicopee comp. As comp has found themselves all of a sudden in a game here as we have a 2-goal game. As what once was a comfortable lead has gone away within the opening 3.5 minutes of the second quarter. Face-off one forward again by the Colts. Pope Francis has to wake up here if you're the Cardinals, as it's only a 2-goal game. Back already on the offensive rush. Julia Shagnon. Shagnon looking inside for Warren as that shot was made by Zoe Shepard. Shepard looking upfield, trying to find Nolan Craven for the stretch pass, but play is almost broken up again by the Colts. Pope Francis getting a little bit too risky here in their own defensive zone as Craven with a little bit of a spinorama move there to get around the defender. She's got time and space. Could look to fire a shot off for her 64th of the season, and she does. As Nolan Craven gives Pope a 3-goal lead back with 2 with 2 under her belt on the night, as it is now 7-4 Pope Francis, with nearly 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the scoreboard up there has not yet been updated, and I apologize if it does continue to mess me up, and I will not blame it on that solely. But with 8 minutes left in the second quarter of play, face-off one up. Jordan Bowen almost taking a little bit of a leap trying to get to there, as it was a good stick check, though, for the Colts by Molly Gerard. Gerard looking to come back the other way. Instead, it was Jordan Bowen picking it back up. Bowen back for Caitlin Griffin. Griffin with a sidestep there, trying to fire a shot off. She almost found her way inside of the net, but nothing would go for her with 7:50 remaining in the second quarter. Coming up, we will have the Cardinal halftime. We'll break down what we saw in the opening 2 quarters of action, even though it is a little bit away here. But Caitlin Griffin here with a golden opportunity to put Pope Francis up 4 goals with 7:30. Griffin inside takes a little bit of a step back, trying to fire an on-angle shot off, as that shot was save made by the comp goaltender Allison Wenzel. Caitlin Griffin regains possession, though, as it was stick checked out of her hands, though, as back on the offensive rush, Sophia Dietzler, I believe, trying to find something for Pope Francis. Dietzler inside lane shoots, and she scores! As it is Sophia Dietzler with her first goal of the night as well, and she adds on to Pope Francis, or rather it was Laura Martins, excuse me, with her first goal of the night with just under 7 remaining in the first quarter. Face off 1 forward again. Bowen, Colt player tripped up on the play. Bowen burst to speed, looking to find an inside lane. Give the pass over to Caitlin Griffin, who couldn't handle the pass, as it was dropped at the 25-yard line. But with 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, Ali Soja looking to get on the board for Pope Francis. Low shot there. I believe the save was made by Wenzel. As Pope Francis looking to get back onto the offensive rush. Wenzel, long-distance shot. Ava Moltenbray trying to break up the play. As she does. Moltenbray still trying to pursue the ball, as it is a scramble right now at the 50-yard line. Moltenbray trying to come out with possession. Official rules in favor of Pope Francis. Claire DeRosiers on the offensive rush. Looking to fire a shot off, and I believe that went off the outside of the apron. It looked like it went in from here, but it went off the outside of the apron of the net. Long distance shot, Elena Grant trying to break up the play, as it was Haley Vanes again for the Colts back on the offensive rush. Vanes upfield looking for Julia Shagnon. Shagnon inside trying to fire a shot off, as it trickles just along the side of the net, as Zoe Shepard would pick it up. Shepard leaves the ball over. I believe Shagnon will take it for the Colts, as the official rules in favor of Chicopee possession. So Julia Shagnon will take it for the Colts. Trying to find an inside lane, trying to push herself in a good scoring opportunity. Inside fires the shot off, as that ringed off the iron for Alyssa Foreigner. Inside lane back for Foreigner again, or rather it was, I believe, Shagnon, who it was an immediate save made by Zoe Shepard. Haber, drop pass over to Shagnon. Shagnon trying to find an inside lane, look far side for Haber, rather. Addison Foley, freshman only in the starting lineup on this Colts team. Foley shot into the netting mesh of Zoe Shepard, as with 4:30 remaining, she sends it upfield looking for Caitlin Griffin. Griffin Gains possession here. A little bit of a sidestep there around 2 defenders. With some time and some space, Caitlin Griffin trying to make a play inside of the net, getting pushed around as she looked to try to drive to the net. Instead, she'll take it around the back. Griffin this way and that. Looking for an open lane or a pass. Finds Nolan Craven. Craven back for Ballant. Finds Ava Moltenbray. Moltenbray trying to add on, make it 2 of the night for her. But it wouldn't go, as with 4 minutes remaining in regulation, we have a stoppage of play. Ava Moltenbray's shot, as that was deflected, I believe, by Wenzel, with a good opportunity of scoring there. Nolan Craven, I believe, back with ball possession on the back half of the net. Craven looking for an offensive lane. Craven inside of the net. She scores! As it is Nolan Craven's 3rd goal of the hat trick on the night, as it is her 65th of the season. And with that, Chicopee Comp has seen enough, and they will take a timeout. So with 3:13 remaining in regulation, Pope Francis up 9-5 with 3 minutes remaining. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Face-off one up into the air, as it was Ali Soja. As Soja with the pass off for Jordan Ballant. Ballant looking inside for Caitlin Griffin. Caitlin Griffin looking to get another shot off, but instead it would be taken back by Pope Francis. Soja inside for Ballant. Ballant looking to fire a shot off, but nothing would go for her. Caitlin Griffin gets the inside feed. A little step back there. Shot to the inside, and she scores. As Caitlin Griffin adds on to the lead for Pope, as it is now 10-4 with 2:23 remaining in the first quarter. And what Chicopee Comp thought would have been a close game, maybe in the opening couple of minutes of the first quarter, and the later half of the second quarter has turned into a Pope Francis 6-goal lead. Craven with ball possession here for Pope Francis. Already with 3 goals on the night. Can she make it 4? Again, record so far, I believe, was set by Nolan Craven with 9 goals. Yes, 9 goals in a single game. And that is currently why she does lead this Pope Francis team in goals per season with 65. Nolan Craven trying to find an inside lane shot. There she scores. Her 4th goal in 66 on the season, as it is now 11-4 Pope Francis with 1:53 left in the second quarter. As Chicopee Comp has got a lot of regrouping to do and a lot to talk about in this halftime coming up, as what they could have had as a close game on senior night may not appear to be so if you're the Colts. As we've said before, not the best season that they have had, and they will not make the preliminary round. 4 states currently with a 4-9 record on the season on a 2-game losing streak. Giada Musa inside shot, she scores. It's Giada Musa's 2nd goal of the night, as Pope Francis now leads by 8. With 1:39 remaining in regulation, as Pope Francis has certainly taken the memo and prioritized offensive zone time more than anything, especially in this game that we have seen so far. Face-off one forward, I believe, by Chicopee Comp, but it's scooped up by Nolan Craven. Craven looking inside, finds Caitlin Griffin. Griffin looking to leave the drop pass off for either Molten Bray or Craven. Instead, she'll take it herself and leave it for Jordan Ballant. Ballant. Over for Ali Soja. Soja looking inside, trying to find a lane, make something happen. So she finds a room herself. She shoots, and a save made there by Wenzel. There's a rebound trying to get scooped up. It's Ava Molenbray trying to pick it up and fire a shot off, as there's a scramble for it in the defensive zone. Under a minute remaining in regulation now, as Chicopee Comp comes out with possession, trying to find a feed upside the far left side of the field. Caitlin Griffin. A little punch back turn with some time and space. Under 40 now in regulation. Griffin still with possession, looking to her sides and down low for Giada Musa. 25 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Pope Francis up big here. 8 goals the lead, as it was only, I believe, a 2-goal, 3-goal game heading into the first quarter intermission. But Pope has just taken it from heart to hard, as with 10 seconds remaining, they look to fire a shot off. Ali Soja tangled up in defenders of Chicopee Comp. She has to fire a last-second shot off, and with that, time will expire. So Pope Francis with a 12-4 lead heading into the halftime. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the Cardinal halftime. We'll break down what we saw and what we hope to see in the next 2 quarters of play. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions Play here live on Pope Prep. the first 6 minutes of the game. Nolan Craven already with 4 goals in the game, 66 on the season as she leads the team so far in not only points but also goals, along with Ali Soja, freshman with 35 goals and 14 assists on the season, as Gianna Musa around the back of the net for Pope Francis, trying to find something, an inside lane over for Jordan Ballant. Instead, she finds Ava Moultonbray, leaves it off for Caitlin Griffin. Back on the top for Ballant, who has 2 goals on the game, or rather, Ava Moultonbray, who has 2 goals on the game so far. Griffin looking for an inside lane, leaves it back for Ballant. Ballant trying to find an inside lane for Caitlin Griffin, who shoots and scores. With 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter, as it is now a 9-goal lead by Pope Francis, as what once was a very close game in the opening 6 minutes of play. It was 0-0, and then Chicopee Comp would score the opening goal, as it would be Alexa Haber, who already has 2 goals for the Colts, as she has half of the scoring so far. But regardless, it would not go for them. Nolan Craven back on the offensive zone rush for Pope Francis. As it was Nolan Craven back on the offensive rush. A scramble for it now as Caitlin Griffin trying to pick up the ball at the 30-yard line. But Chicopee Comp will regain possession as the official blows play dead with the 9-minute mark in the third quarter. I believe the Colts will have possession. Molly Gerard, the pass upfield for Addison Foley. Only freshman on the starting roster. Other than that, it has been a senior and junior filled starting lineup for Chicopee Comp, and it will be more than likely the same roster for the next couple of years for Chicopee Comp, as they have a really losing record here the last 2 seasons, currently at 4-9 this season and 6-10 the next season, or rather the season prior to this. So not a good season in back-to-back years, as Chicopee Comp has seen, certainly. Only with 25 goals, Molly Gerard leading the team, as they are back on the offensive rush here. Gerard looking to find an inside lane as she bobbled the pass there, as Pope France, I believe, will regain possession, or rather it will be Chicopee Comp. So with 7:57 remaining in the third quarter, Gerard trying to find an inside lane as that shot was sent just wide of the net. Addison Foley around the back of the net for Gerard.
You know what? Oh.
Special guest appearance for Patrick Willard here as we see Nolan Craven taking the ball up, trying to find an open man or open girl, excuse me. No, I'm not done. Over to around Sarah Tatro, trying to find the shot, goes around another defender. Ball comes loose, picked up by Ali Soja, loses it. Ref calls play dead.
And we're back. Griff running with speed. Taking it into the throat of the defense. Let's see what she can do. Run is on her right. 7 with the ball. Little stutter jab. Walk him down. Walk him down, Allie. Swings it to JB. This is why everyone's here. Ball in. Griff and 1. Griff. 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 Griff.
So we got a foul here.
You're muted. No, like he muted you. No, I can't mute.
Here. Passes it in. Comp ball. Number 10 here, storming up the pitch to the 30.
20.
The 40. Great pass to number 5. Here goes 5. 5 is rolling. Here goes 5. Kate, great defense. Good pass, though. Fia's on defense here, trying to stop the ball.
Ball to the middle. On her left hand. Appears to be her dominant side.
This could be good here. Move, not good though. Makes her move again. Pope's defense is so good right now. It was not expected, you know.
By the Chicopee comp Colts. That's something they need more in this game. They've seemed flat-footed on offense, they're trying to make the extra pass too much, if you know what I mean. They're going into too many people. But maybe this could be the turning side, but I really don't think so. I think this deficit is too much for them to overcome. As we go to the face-off. And
Send it back to color commentary.
passes it to Ali Soja. Ali Soja trying to find an open pass. Gives it to Giada Musa. That is Giada Musa. And that's a dead ball. I'm going to give this pass. Yeah, I'll give it back to Ryan Davis in a minute. Musa has the ball over to Ali Soja. Ali Soja to Kaylin Griffin. Kaylin over to Jordan Ballon. This could be an organized play that the Cardinals have cooking. Over to Soph Deichler. Can't get the shot. Number 10 going up. On defense, the midfielders are coming back. Eva Moltenbray defending number 10. Oh, that's a stick to the head. Ooh. Got to make sure she's all right. She's good. All right. I'm going to pass this over back to my partner, Ryan Davis.
In commentary here. Looks like we got a call here. Looks like a foul. I'm going to let this one play out. But it's not. We'll see here.
Back here off the third quarter of play, we had a couple of people coming to the box. They wanted to give them a little test out. Little did they know it was muted the entire time, so you will not hear their voices, but you will hear Pat Willard off to the side and possibly Liam Dolan if he so wishes. But we're not going to peer pressure them into anything at all, except Pat Willard will definitely like to have a few words throughout the game.
Of course I will. You know, I live for stuff like this. I live for Pope Sports. It takes up most of my winter, you know. This feels like an interview, Mr. Percy. But it takes up most of my winter dealing with hockey on the section and stuff. Oh, that's a penalty in the box. It's going to be Pope ball. But yeah, I love games like this. All right, so as we return to the game, we have Soph Deichler at the point. Here she goes. Ref blows the whistle. She goes in for the shot. Oh. Just goes a little bit over the net. She's laughing about it, though. No worries. Hey, that happens. It's sports. And this is recovered by Evelyn Bianca over to Nolan Craven. Nolan Craven over to Ali Soja, over to Jordan Ballant. Resetting the play, taking her time. Passes over to Caitlin Griffin. Caitlin Griffin back to Jordan Ballant. Over to Ali Soja, who goes back to Jordan Ballant. This seems like a play the Cardinals have. Over to Caitlin Griffin. Caitlin Griffin trying to split the defense. Loses the ball in the process, and this might be a breakout for Chicopee Comp. Never mind, she slows the place down. Good pass over. Can't receive the pass. And that's picked up by Ali Soja. Over to Caitlin Griffin. Good receive. Over to Jordan Ballant. Jordan Ballant trying to deke out the defender. Slowing the pace of play down. Loses the ball as she goes in for attack, and that is a penalty. Game is stopped. Oh, Jordan Ballant in for the shot. Oh, great save by the Colt goaltender, Wenzel. She passes it out. Ali Soja tries to get it. No good. For the Colts, trying to take it up. Pass Riley Longo. Play is stopped. Play is stopped for, I believe, a cross check on the behalf of Riley Longo. Cardinals setting up their defensive structure. Colts go in for the attack. Stopped. Oh, good save by the goaltender, Zoe Shepard. And play is stopped again. Colts ball at the top of the key here. Play resumes here as number 19 tries to take it in. Boxed out. Goes just by the goaltender, Zoe Shepard. And that is out of bounds. Colts trying to make something happen here as they have 8 minutes to make their comeback. Can they do it? We'll see. Number 7 at the top. Spin move around Riley Longo. Good defense. Around the back of the net. Number 5. Over to number 10. Can't receive the pass cleanly, but recovers it. Katie Ledoux on defense. Jordan Bowen and Katie Ledoux double teaming. Ali Soja goes for the slash. Resets the play here. Can't find an open person. Passes it back up to number 7. Number 7 crossed out by Riley Longo. Oh, number 4. This is a good chance for them. Resets play again. And they're running out of time here. They got to do they have to score a lot of goals in a short amount of time. And another great save by goaltender Zoe Shepard. She will be missed after her graduation. She's going to UConn for biology. Great student. as the Cardinals regain possession, but that's short-lived. Ooh, cross-check by Caitlin Griffin there. The Colts pushing up. Number 2. Dekes out 2 defenders. Make it 3. Oh, good chance there. And I think on this senior night, we have to take a moment to appreciate the Cardinals coaching staff. Coach Tim Allerton, who is a great teacher at the great school Pope Francis. That is saved by Zoe Shepard once again. Mr. Allerton, a science teacher, teaches forensics, biology. He's just all around a good teacher. So we thank you, Mr. Allerton, for all your time. And that is recovered by Ali Soja, who passes it up to Nolan Craven. Nolan Craven trying to make a deke past the defender. Gets by her. This is a good chance for the Cardinals. Nolan Craven trying to find someone open. Finds Soph Deichler. Soph Deichler for the shot. Saved by the goaltender. All right, Chicopee Comp back, pushing the pace of play. They have really outpushed the Cardinals in terms of hustle. Number 2, great shot. No good. Wait, that is a goal. That's a goal. Chicopee Comp, could this be the turning point? That's a goal for number 2, Molly Gerard. Second of the game. And looks like a substitution is happening. Just kidding. I believe they called a timeout. So we'll step aside for a second and return to you later. As we return to play here with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here comes the draw. Ref sets it all up. Caitlin Griffin taking the draw for the Pope Francis Cardinals. A little slower here than usual. And here we go. Ref blows the whistle. Received by Nolan Craven, already pushing the pace of play. Trying to find an open player. Gives it over to Caitlin Griffin, who gives it to Ali Soja at the point. Here comes down Ava Moltenbray. Ali Soja breaks in. Can she get the shot off? She cannot. Gives it over to Ava Moltenbray. Is this her turn for her hat trick? No. She passes it over to Caitlin Griffin. Caitlin Griffin's shot. Score! Another goal by senior captain Caitlin Griffin on her senior night. All right, as we return to Poe Productions, 4 minutes 30 left. Ava Moltenbray taking the ball up the pitch as she passes over to Claire DeRosiers. She's trying to find someone open here. Struggling, going backwards. Great, actually. Solid way to get out of that jam there. Caitlin Griffin battling for the ball at the midfield. Picked up by number 2 on Chicopee Comp. Oh, finds an open man, can't receive the pass. Oh, shot off the post. Picked up by Claire DeRosiers. Trying to push the pace of play here. Passes it over to Ali Soja. Ali Soja. Up to Caitlin Griffin. Caitlin Griffin. Caitlin Griffin resets the play here. Over to Jordan Ballant from pass receipt from Ali Soja. Jordan Ballant receives it. Or Jordan Ballant gets the ball back, excuse me. That was a pass on Craven who passed it back. Jordan Ballant trying to find something here. Over to Caitlin Griffin. Over to Nolan Craven. Back to Caitlin Griffin. This is the play they've been doing all game, and it's been working. Jordan Ballant trying to break through. Can't. That's got to be a penalty, though. That is a penalty. Shot. Scored, Jordan Ballant, I believe. For the final 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will hand the mic over to Mr. Percy, who does a fantastic job. From all the students at Pope Francis Preparatory School, I would just like to thank Dominic Percy for everything he does for us. You know, he's a good kid, good student, and an even better commentator. I appreciate what you do for us, Dom.
Thank you very much, Pat Willard. Hope to see you in the box sometime soon, especially in the future.
Yes, sir.
Good luck on the diamond as well.
Thank you, sir.
As we will see him very much on the mound for Western Mass and these state games, as well as they have a tough opponent in the next couple of games. A little bit of an easy one, Chicopee Comp on Wednesday. We'll be sure to bring you live coverage from that. As we are here now, 2:27 remaining in regulation here as Pope Francis with a big 8-goal lead here on senior night. So they will improve to 10-7 on the season. They will qualify for the preliminary round. However, Chicopee Comp, on the other hand, I believe will miss not only Western Mass, but also the preliminary round for states. As a shot there by Ali Soja, and she scores, making it 16-7. In favor of the Cardinals now, as what looks like Chicopee Comp's last game of the season. It was a good, hard-fought battle, especially in the first quarter of the game, as it was 0-0 scoreless through the first 6 minutes of regulation. And Chicopee Comp did fight hard, but unfortunately it would not be good enough here. As with 2:05 left on the clock in the fourth quarter, they find themselves down 16-7 now.
Hi, Jack Dias here again. And if you guys remember me from some soccer games early in the year, girls and boys. But right now we got the last few minutes of the girls lacrosse game on senior night here, as Dom has already said. We got 1:45 left here as Chicopee Comp has the ball behind the net, waiting, running up around the net, trying to do a wraparound. Good defense there by Thea DeStefano, it appears. And Sophia Lichwan on the cover. Oh, she gets through. Zoe Shepard picks it up, almost puts it into her own net. She has it in her stick, launches one down the field. Number 2 for Chicopee Comp, who has been sensational today, might I add, with her jab steps. Gets straight through the defense. Foul called against Sophia Lichwan, it appears. And number 2 steps to the line.
Looks like she had something to say there, Bill.
We don't know who Bill is. We're not quite sure. But number 2, who's had a good game, lines up here on the left side of the goal. Our left, goalie's right. The ref is getting ready to blow the whistle, making sure everybody clears out as the clock continues to run. Number 2 steps in, and she gets stuffed by Zoe, and referees made a call. We're not sure what the call quite is, but the clock has now stopped. We're not sure if that is anything to do with anything, but number 2 maintains possession of the ball behind the net. She passes it out, and she does a wraparound, trying to get it back to number 2. Good defense by Ava Molenbray. Ava Molenbray can't quite pick the ball up. Chicopee Comp maintains possession of the ball. It's not going to matter with 30 seconds left on the clock. And whistle blowed. Foul called or something like that. Not quite sure what's going on. And
Bill, they're really getting over it.
I don't know why I keep saying Bill. There is no Bill in here. And Jordan Ballant, number 8, the senior captain, has had a sensational year thus far. She takes it up. She passes it to Ali Soja, the freshman. Ali Soja plays it to Caitlin Griffin, another senior captain here. KG trying to get one more goal for her senior night. And the game is...
It's done. Bill, that was really, really chippy. I don't know if I can... I'm proud of both teams for putting on the show they did, though. Well done. I think Griff just gamed them, honestly. Griff!
Quick Cardinal post game here, ladies and gentlemen. 16-7 the final score here on Chicopee Comp versus Pope Francis Senior Night. It was a good, hard-fought battle. Scoreless nearly 6 minutes into the first quarter. Chicopee Comp would break the ice first, but nonetheless, Pope Francis would put an onslaught and a show on certainly here for Senior Night. Nolan Craven leading the way. A quarter of those goals, 4 apiece, as she now has 66 goals on the season. And that has certainly propelled Pope to a 10-7 season. So we are currently sitting at a postseason look of 10-7 for the overall record for the girls team. Western Mass boys will be at a neutral site for lacrosse against against Amherst. Girls, we are unsure of where the state preliminary game or where the Western Mass game would be, but very well we will see you possibly in a couple of days' time for Western Mass round 1 of boys baseball. Pope Francis set to take on Chicopee Comp, the number 1 seed in the Class A bracket. The question this year, is it the championship season that they've been looking for? A couple of close games falling by 2 runs to the number 2 team in Division 1 and falling by 1 run to the number 1 in Division 3. It's a very, very, very thrilling and heart-filled postseason that we will have for the boys baseball team. As we encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to tune in, as this is Don Percy, the voice of the Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice night.